Hope you've been having a good day or night, and if you haven't, I hope this video makes you feel better. So, I'm changing the book, reading Recruitment, and I'm just gonna show you the bookshelf of books to choose from. Cause, yeah. Got the Wings of Fire. Mystery, more or less, from my understanding, from the majority of, I've read these, I've read two there, kind of read a bit of that, others not. So, I've read this book, I've read a bit of this one, and all the rest. I've also read the My Little Ponies one, which is the very small one. I've read a bit of this one, I'm reading this. And, yeah, there's a random one of the Warriors books up there if you got Charlotte's Web. That's just D&D. Not these two there. But also, oh, no, not the My Little Ponies book. No, why are you too tall? Too tall for this. Fudge. Not meant for the bookshelf. But behind here, we have 3 other books that I do not like. So they got banished to the Shadow Realm. Anyways, I'm gonna banish them back to the Shadow Realm, like they were. So we're reading Recruitment now. Anyways, how many chapters am I gonna read? Probably 1 or 2. And from the author, traveler, translator, Tremaine, I'm glad you chose to join the conspiracy. Enjoy the resolution. I can't read. Felicity, LA, Uncle, Nephew, and Little Rain for setting me up and bringing me home. Okay. Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. This is a poem. Whether you can actually hear me. Because I can't be loud. I should read the back of this book. I'll do that after this. Whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed there the shore, desolate yet to under us, so the desert land enchanted on its home by honor haunted. Tell me the truth, I implore. Is there a balm in Glen? Tell me, I implore. Quote the Raven nevermore. And if you want to read that, pause the screen, I guess, and I'm gonna read the back now, because we're gonna go on to the prologue. I suck. In the year 2042, you know what the answer to life, the universe, and everything is? 42. Anyways, in the middle of a brutal foreign invasion, Cress and her friends are all that's left of their isolated mountain town. Lies. I've read this book. Lies. I told them it's not all. Well, yeah. Mountain town, where Cress and the other 17-year-olds, well, the last 17-year-olds currently there, until others grow up. I don't know what I'm doing. Are taken always by the recruiters to aid in the fight against the dread Eastern Order, they find themselves in a military training camp that's turning more mysterious and deadlier by the day. Preparing the entire world for war, Chris and her fellow recruits are about to get answers to the questions they all wish they never asked. There's the reason I was reading last night. I only read a little bit of that because, I wasn't going to do much of spoilers. The best I got was up to the point where we are at. I've read some of the books that are in the back, behind the ones that are banished around. There's no such thing as perfect. I think that's a good book. There are quite a few graphic novels. We have the entirety of pretty much all the graphic novels of Fire -1, the 9th. Why am I getting into this? I don't know. I'm still mad about one of the ones in Shadow Room, especially because it's the first graphic novel one. There's a lot about it that I will complain about if I am asked to read it, and I do. There's a lot I will complain about because I've read the first two FNAF books that are on the shelf. The other two going to. I still need to read Restart. I have not done that. I keep being like, oh, I will read it. And I keep being like, oh, I want to read this book instead, or oh, I'm going to read these books, and then, but I get a new book and I really want to read that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing that I've not gone to. So, I think the best for going to get out of me is, reading Restart with you. That's the best way to get out of me. Probably reading Restart ever. Shocking. Anyways, to the prologue, or chapter 0. I'm still questioning about that in the last laugh. Okay, also, here's the perspective of how many words are on pages here. A lot more than the last laugh. We're gonna be here for hours, man. There's a reason why there might be just 1 or 2 chapters within these videos, because they're long. They're very big. It's a large amount of words. And there's also images at times that I might want to show. So, bird. Anyways. Everyone knows what happens on the day you turn 17. But no one knows what happened after, because that day turned 17, the recruits come to you to take you away. The recruiters. I'm sorry. Take you away. In Velta. No matter what day or month you were actually born, everyone has the same birthday, November 1st. Okay. That feels stupid, but I'll go with it. Okay. Man. Not having your birthday to yourself, really sad. Really, really sad in my opinion. And also, just not the 17-year-olds just before they become adults, so we can still take them away without them having to consent to everything. Well, they still have to, but they also don't, because they're not adults, and they need adult people, and the adults aren't actually anywhere around anymore, because the adults were mainly murdered. You'll see. That's the anniversary of the day 14 years ago when Eastern Order invaded our country. Why are you celebrating on that day? Hold up. That sounds sad and depressing. What? Okay. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Colors make the world go round. Anyways. 14 years ago, when the Eastern Order invaded our country, 4 years into the war, our little town in the mountains, remember, it's in the mountains, it's, what am I, nothing. What if that's... It just doesn't hurt. I don't know what I'm doing. Gum. Caught fire to... and... blah, blah, blah. Caught fire and our whole world went dark. Hold up, where was I? My memory is hazy, but I'm old enough to remember those first attacks when I was 6 years old. A 6-year-old girl. What is this? I was a 6-year-old guy. 6-year-old girl. When our town burned, one minute everyone was living perfectly normal lives. Then the next minute, a fleet of silver drones. No one knew exactly how many appeared overhead and fired down, containing a coordinated EMP blast that wiped out our power in one brilliant flash of photo electric blue. Wait, hold up. It's literally just photo hold up. Electric blue. Cell phones stopped working. No. Huh? I think I know what an EMP is. I'm sorry. I think the point where it says, oh, the power went out. I think that gives enough summary in my opinion, but okay. Especially because this is a teen song competition. Which is like a young teens novel, if I remember correctly. So, technically, while you explain what an EMP is, I think we should know what an EMP is. And if we don't, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised at an EMP. I'd be surprised. You know what? Why should I be surprised? I shouldn't. It's not like they're common things media, totally. Pop up every series I've watched that has included it. There's a lot. I'm not gonna do that because I don't care to do that. Might actually. We'll see. Why am I... It's just the second. The Wi-Fi went down. We lost television stations, satellite feeds, social media, radio, traffic lights, power outlets, car engines. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sorry. My brain went like, that's gas, right? My brain went to gas. Like, that's gas, right? Like, immediately. No questions. Gas? Ham radios, even the flashlights. EMP. Electricity, go bye-bye. I think that's explanatory. On the restored carousel in Maynard's pot. What the fuck? Everything. 1 minute, the world was like. The world was alive with activity and other color. The next minute, there was just nothing. The adults seemed dazed by it all, like they were walking around in fog, and it cutting off all those signals. The wires disconnected. How are the wires disconnecting? Hold up, what? Okay. Disconnected something in them too. Oh. All those signals and wires disconnected something in them too. But the next day, the world spread of a second swarm. The drones on the horizon. The adults were shaken into action, led by my father. And that's very specific. Anyways, they hustled all of the kids in town to this school and got to work hammering big sheets of plywood up against the windows. The adults saved us. Also, I'm going to say, you said your memory was foggy. It doesn't seem that foggy to me. If you're able to, if you're explaining an EMP and everything that went out, I'm just saying. This and being like, oh, they were all dazed, like this happened or this happened. Again, you said it was foggy. Your memory was foggy. You're explaining in so much detail that I'm doubting you. But by the time they finished, it was too late for most of them to save themselves. Drones rained down on a hail of plasma fusion bombs. Oh, okay. Buildings burst into flames. The woods at the far end of town were engulfed. The streets and sidewalks melted. What your sidewalks made out of? And what your streets made out of? Because I don't think they should be melting. Or should they? Last I checked, roads and sidewalks are made of concrete. What you making them out of? I guess it's rocks, so if the heat's high enough, I guess it would melt. But that would mean we get to molten lava levels. We get to really hot heat. We'd have to be. How are you alive? Buildings burst in flames. The wood. Plasma fusion bombs. Buildings burst in flames. The wood at the far end of town were engulfed. The streets and sidewalks melted. People and animals screamed. Did the rabbits scream? Because I know they can. Yes, the cries were so inhuman that I couldn't tell which sounds were coming from which species. Somehow the school survived. Shucks. Not the school. How did the school have to survive out of all buildings? It should have went down with the rest of them. The attack. So most of us did too. The adults who were left alive, like my father, did their best to reassure us. They promised that it would be okay, that help was on the way. If you're being attacked by drones, I don't think there's any help coming for you. The apocalypse has started. The robot apocalypse has started, and you. Why am I doing this? And you are done for. So, leave. Try your best to get away from humanity. Run into the forest, frog here. Get far away. Anyways, what was that sound? But no help came. In the aftermath, and in my terror, I latched onto my father as he explained how my mother was never coming home. I would say would never be coming. Was that said? Hold up. My mother was never coming home. Okay. When he said the words never, I prepared myself deeper into his pressed myself deeper into his shoulder. That sounds painful. Yes, that does sound painful. And I sobbed and screaming until my throat burned, and the day passed. I started at my father's and my older brother's. Mishkin, they cried too, and as they slowly turned into howled out husks before my eyes. I sound so robotic. Oh my gosh. It would be another 2 years before any trace of life reappeared in their faces. A few years after that, the recruiters took my brother away. She sounds... I just imagine her being like, how dare they? How dare they do that? I have no friends or family left anymore. Even though she probably does. But I would have to be that way. I'd be that way. Later the same year, my father disappeared without a trace. Never mind. Yeah, I knew her father was gone, but yeah, I got no family left. I don't know about my friends. They could betray me at any point, totally. The best I got is this random bird named Rinder. Or is it just Rinder? Hold up. Look, there's a book named after the bird. Let me check, yeah. Yeah, it's Rinder. Without a trace or explanation, in the middle of the night. I think he evaporated. I think that's what happened. But I can pause the video. Hold up, what? I can... Oh, interesting. Anyways. I might just do the prologue. And that's it. Because I don't think any of you want to sit through probably an hour of me talking. Yeah, none of you want to sit through that? Good. Because I'm also going to plan to do something else. Where it's just... I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours of me talking. Or doing whatever. Well, it's the stuff from... Why am I doing that? There was no reason for me to just be like... Because I'm probably not going to add images in. Why am I doing this? The images from... whatever month it was. Last month. June? July? Wait, hold up. January, February, March, April, June, July, August, July. Okay, wait, hold up. That still sounds wrong. Hold up. Last month was June. It was June. I think. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. After that, we're not getting sidetracked. I'm getting sidetracked. After that, I learned to rely on what I had instead of friends. I had fellow survivors. Instead of family, I had Rinder. I keep wanting to say Narinder. I'm dying. What was that? Meow, meow, meow. Hey, yeah, your friend, your Rinder, the jet black raven. Hey, you know that Rinder? The jet black raven? Well, I got cats. I'm gonna make sure they eat that bird so you get to supper. It will be crunchy. Please, don't take that crunchy. You'll understand when I get to near the flat. Some point around here, chapters, you'll understand why I said that. I'm tired. It's like... Hey Google, what time is it? 11:48. It's 11:48 p.m. No one... It's getting close to morning. No wonder I'm so tired. Am I gonna go sleep after this? No. I'm gonna start editing. Yay. How do you get through this? Why am I holding this like this? I know that's marking the first chapter, but I don't need to do that. Look how many pages there are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to myself. My goodness. Raven, my father, and I raised together and trained. Rinder became the only living thing in the world I felt connected to. I wonder why. Why am I hinting? My gosh. If you know, you know. If you've read this book. I don't... Yeah, it's just the bug that's been chilling in my room for who knows how long. Anyways. Otherwise, like my town, I felt alone, forgotten. The Volta has always been isolated, but it's used to be by choice. The town is tucked away among snowy peaks, and it always been... I don't like the wet nose towns. Ugh. Ugh. Anyways. I don't... What is that sound? It's coming from over there? It's like a... If you can't hear it, I don't... Okay, it stopped. I feel like me pointing that out is... I'm gonna die tonight. That's how it's gonna go, guys. Sorry. Oh no. You'll never see me again. Oh! What's that? Bookmark. Anyways. Oh, the word was that? Snowy Peaks and has always been hard to access, so we never got too many tourists passing through. The sleepy town was built in a wooden plateau on the side of the mountain with impossible summits to three sides, the single steep road snaking down on the other. We liked it that way. We prided ourselves in accessibility. But after the first wave attacks, we found ourselves cut off from the world. Again, our will, when the war came to us, the majestic peaks surrounding us on three sides suddenly seemed more like an oppressive wall of a prison. To add to our natural covenant, the army began to guard us on four sides. On the fourth side, at the end of the road, down at the bottom of our mountain. To this day, no one is allowed to cross, either coming or going. Government orders. They tell us it's for our own good. I highly doubt that. Since when did the government care? Again! I'm hearing it again. What? Beyond the army outpost, it's hundreds of miles strip of desert wasteland lying between them. Whatever they're projecting us from the other side, the total government lockdown occurring 10 years ago includes buried landmines. That sounds dangerous. Motion detectors, assault drones. Drones attacked. Why do you have drones? It doesn't make sense. Electrified fences and long coils of razor wire around the perimeter of the town. In those early days, whenever we asked, the soldiers told us it was to keep us safe. I still wonder why being kept safe sometimes felt unbelievably dangerous. And because it's the government, and there's drones there, even though you were attacked by drones. Huh? Man, that's just... It wasn't long before the soldiers stopped their routine patrols. They started coming up the road just once a year, with becoming known as Recruitment Day. And it wasn't long after that when we realized The remaining adults in town couldn't guarantee their own survival, let alone ours. With so many dead, the connections, and no hope, the town's younger residents did what they had to do. We took over, we learned to grow food, we make clothing, we learned to fend for ourselves. Go children. Because as soon as you turn 17, what the who was that? Anyways, fend for ourselves. There were still adults around, but many were either elderly, disabled, injured in the drone strikes, or else too shell-shocked to take care of us the way I know they wanted to. I can't blame them. But most estimates our town population went from about 600 to less than 100 in just under 48 hours. Hold up. Okay. Before the strike, the most coward places in town, the farmer's market on Main Street, after the strikes, was the graveyard. Nice. Fun little fact, I have really young me, when I was probably I don't know, took 2 images of a graveyard, 2 pictures. Okay, so there's just 2 pictures. 2 pictures. Why am I placing? I don't know. Like really far back within the camera roll, that just 2 pictures of a graveyard. I'm pretty sure it's the same graveyard. Man, I wonder why. I wonder what was there. Why it's so important. We may never. Blah, blah, blah. We may never know. Why am I holding the book like this now? Word that used to go around that there were other towns like ours out there, connected little prison camps where the government kept people isolated and blissfully ignorant. What? Ignorant. You know what I mean. Ignorant. I know that's not right. Ignorant. Ignorant. I think I'm saying the exact same thing. As to what are occurring beyond the borders, we used to get snippets of news from countries, from the other occasional straggler who lost their way and somehow made it over to the mountains past the Volta, trying to get to one place, escape from another. For a time, we heard tales from older kids about life out in the rest of the world, whispers about roving military arms, street gangs, mysterious government training and facilities. It's strange little town, and didn't show up on any map. They told us those who moved from town to town, taking teenagers away for mysterious reasons. Now there are exactly 20 broadcast points in Volta, known as viz screens, posted on crumbling walls or rising up from metal poles, posted around what's left of our town. The screens are only sources of information coming from the outside world, from the flickering monitors. The published reports, known as the casters, tell us what the beaming smiles and impossible white teeth about the war are winning 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could just say 24/7, but I don't know if that would stay around. 7 days a week. We heard about the great life that lies ahead for us. All of the 16 after recruitment day comes, we heard all about the program made by our side. We'll be seeing grainy footage of our soldiers marching through the ruins of cities to engage into battle against the Eastern Order. Other than soldiers on patrol down the foot of the mountain, the casters are the only real connected to life outside the Volta, and the only day-to-day confirmation that anyone else is even alive out there. 1 year after the attack, the first recruiters showed up at Volta on November 1st. Every new 17-year-old in town, there were 20 of them at first year, rounded up, carried off to the convoy and big military trucks to fight for the outside against the enemy invaders. The recruiters don't talk much. They just don't tell us where they're taking the new 17-year-olds or what the end game is. They just showed up every year on the same day, square-jawed and armed with the teeth. They used to talk to us more, give us information about the war, about the outside world. Most of the time now, they're cold and silent as stone. Every November 1st, they return to Volta to escort the willing. They hunt down and drag away the defiant. I evaporate in front of them. They'll never find me. They're driving defiant. They are transporting trucks disappearing back down the only road of our town, taking the new cohorts of 17s with them. My name is Cress, and I'm 16 years old. This is the last day of October, my last day in Volta. Halloween! Yippee! The best holiday in my opinion. My last day of wondering. This has been 10 years, hold up. At the beginning she said she was 6. And now she's 16. So 11 years have technically passed since that time, so technically she said 14 years. That's wrong. Something got pulled up in the first page. Okay, so November 1st, the anniversary of the day, 14 years ago. Okay, so the first attack was when I was a 6-year-old girl. And now she's 16. Technically 10 years to have technically passed, or 11, around that mark. Well, technically it's gonna be 11, but the current in the prologue, it's 10 years, so it's gonna be 11. So, all I'm saying is that math don't add up. The math, the war probably outside, I'm guessing they're saying actually. But if they were just talking about the attack in general, the attack on their town, the maths ain't adding up. Because she was 6, she's now a 16-year-old, going to be 17. The best I got is it's been 11 years, it's gonna be 11 years. Or 12, I guess? That's the stretch number for her, because technically they changed. We don't know when her original birthday is, so for all we know, it could be the same day or a completely different day. So she's been like around for like 12 to 11 years alive, which is since she was 6. So 13 maybe stretch again. So again, they're not 14. Not 14 years. It's been as long as the attack has happened. Not just their town. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Anyways, that's the end of the prologue. This is a long video. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video or something. I don't working on an outro and intro plan. I'm gonna try and record an intro. And why haven't I done it already? Who knows? Anyways, hope this video made your day, and yeah, bye!